Hey folks, I'm Anand and welcome to Maverick Record. In today's video, we will be understanding one of the important grammar concept called active and passive voice. This concept will be utilized at least in 3 to 4 questions of your PTE exam where you can get high marks. Now, for paid assistance, make sure to contact us on the WhatsApp number or on the email ID mentioned right below. Now, without a further ado, let's go ahead and look at today's video. Until now in the grammar series video, we had learnt about sentences. Using this concept, you can get high amount of marks in these 3 PTE questions, starting with summarize written text, essay writing, and summarize spoken text. Here, it will help you score high amount of marks, especially in these 3 questions. I will be putting the link of this video in the description. Additionally, it is part of your grammar series playlist. Make sure to watch the entire playlist. The next concept that we covered was parts of speech. This concept will help you gain high amount of marks in drag and drop fill in the blanks and drop down fill in the blanks. Make sure to watch this video as well. In today's video, we will be covering one of the important grammar concepts called active and passive voice. I'm sure it will help you in your PTE exam, namely in these questions. Summarize written text, essay writing, and summarize spoken text. I'm sure it will help you solve a lot of blanks in your reading module, let it be drag and drop fill in the blanks or drop down fill in the blanks. Now let's understand the concept. Now let's understand active voice and passive voice in simple terms. Active voice means the subject performs the action. For example, if you see over here, subject, verb, and then object. In a simple sentence, Tom plays football. Tom is the subject, plays is the verb, and object is the football. Let's see passive voice, meaning I'm changing the structure of the sentence. In passive voice, it will be the subject receives the action. Object, verb, and then subject. Football was played by Tom. Football is the object, played is the verb, and the subject is Tom. See over here, Tom plays football, football was played by Tom. Tom plays football is the active voice, football was played by Tom is the passive voice. This is how you would differentiate between active voice and passive voice. Let's look at few examples to understand this concept. Let's take the first sentence. The cat chased the mouse. Here, the cat becomes the subject, chased becomes the verb, mouse becomes the object. If you want this sentence to be written in passive voice, you would have to construct something like this. The mouse was chased by the cat. Here, verb will remain wherever it is, but subject and object will interchange. Mouse will become the object and the subject is the cat over here. See, it is interchanging its positions. Let's look at few more examples. The chef prepares a delicious meal. Here, prepares will be the verb, which is in present tense. A delicious meal is prepared by the chef. This is how you would have to write the passive voice sentence. Here, prepared is in the V3 form. Okay, it is a regular verb. Let's see another example. The chef is preparing the delicious meal. Here, preparing is the verb, which is in present continuous, and the delicious meal is being prepared by the chef. This becomes the passive voice of the sentence. Next, over here also you can see prepared in the V3 form. We will be explaining about verb, form and tenses in another video. Make sure to watch that as well. Let's see a few more examples. The incident shook her. Okay, here it is in V2 form. Okay, the incident shook her. This is the active voice form of the sentence. If you have to write it in passive voice, she was shaken by the incident. Here, shaken verb, V3. Next, they will write the article today. They will write. Write is the verb over here. The article will be written by them today. This is the passive voice of the sentence. Here also, this is in V3. Okay, this is how you would have to identify the sentences, how it is being written, how the verb plays within the part of the sentence, how it plays within the part of the sentence, whether it is acting upon the subject or is it acting upon the object. One more big way of identifying, or one of the easiest way of identifying passive voice sentences is Buy the cat, buy the chef, buy the chef, buy the incident, buy them today. If you say by the or by them or whatever, by, after that, if you see the subject, then it is always has to be a passive voice. And this is how you can easily identify a passive voice and an active voice in a sentence. Now that we have learned about active and passive voice, let's see its usage in summarized written text. In summarized written text, there are two methods. In the first method, I had told you that you can utilize about 4 to 5 mid-sized sentences, join them using subordinating or coordinating conjunctions, and form one single sentence as per the requirement of summarized written text question. In method 2, utilize the same 4 to 5 sentences but in a different way. You can utilize active and passive voice concept. How? If it is in passive voice, you can change the sentence into active voice, meaning you're changing the structure of the sentence. If it is in passive voice, change it to active voice and then join all these 4 to 5 mid-sized sentences and then form one single sentence which is about 60 to 65 words. By doing so in method 2, PTE says that you would get high amount of marks, and this is how you can get good marks in your exam, especially for summarized written text questions. Now moving on to essay. Over here, as PTE recommends that you would have to write about 200 to 300 words in an essay, you can use active voice and passive voice. Additionally, you can use the sentences concept as well. By using these two concepts, I'm sure you can construct complex, compound, or even complex compound sentences very easily. And it will cover a range of various types of sentences, and it will show how good you are in general linguistic range as per PTE skills. And that is where you will get high amount of marks in your essay question as well. The next question where you can utilize active and passive voice with the concept called as sentences is summarized spoken text. Here you can utilize the template structure to come up with a sentence which will be about approximately 4 to 5 or 5 to 6 sentences depending on the length of the sentence, because PTE says write between 50 to 70 words for this particular question, whereas we recommend you to write between 60 to 65 words with multiple sentences. And if your sentences range with active and passive voice, PTE will think that you are covering most of the grammatical concepts. So it will give you good amount of marks here as well. Now let's see how active and passive voice will help you in your reading fill in the blanks. Let it be drag and drop fill in the blanks or drop down fill in the blanks. It will help you in a great deal. Now let's understand it with an example. New experiments were dashed by the scientists. As I had explained earlier, if you see the words by the scientists, the voice of the sentence is in passive voice. That is how you can easily identify the voice of the sentence. Now, the word dash, the blank is always a verb and it should be in V3 form. So, the new experiments were conducted by the scientists. Generally, you would have to come up with an appropriate word according to the sentence and the context as well. So, this is how it will be useful in your reading fill in the blanks, and I'm sure we will make more videos about these grammar concepts and fill in the blanks of the reading module. So stay tuned to Maverick Reorder for more such videos. Alright folks, it's time to wrap up this video and I hope it will help you in a lot of ways. So don't forget to subscribe to Maverick Reorder and make sure to contact us on the WhatsApp number or on the email ID mentioned right below for paid assistance. And I'm wishing you all the very best for your exams. Do well folks. Thank you.